This client built an hourglass body in 16 weeks. And I'm going to teach you exactly how. And to build an hourglass body, she stripped down body fat and built muscle tissue at the same time. And contrary to popular belief, you can absolutely do both if you're following a super strategic program. I'm going to show you exactly how we done just that with Tara. So if you stay to the end of this video as well, I'm going to give you 2 free resources that will help you achieve results like Tara and also 1,300 plus of our other clients as well, like Rebecca, Gabby, Chloe, and Meg, just below. So that'll be a calorie calculator to help you work out your calories and macronutrient targets, and a free metabolism, hormones, and energy training as well. Okay, so without further ado, the foundations. Now, the foundations that helped Tara build this physique was pinpoint customization. So the harsh reality is for women 30 plus, even women 26, 27 plus, these fad diets and yo-yo diets and just generic programs, they don't work anymore. You need pinpoint customization to match your hormones and metabolism, your lifestyle, your career, etc. Then we optimize the hormones and metabolism, made sure the program was sustainable so she can keep this result in 5, 10, 20, 30 years to come. We optimized her health because that's always the foundation. She had crystal clear clarity, so she never had to second guess or worry or think. Education, part of a sustainable transformation is an identity shift, brand new habits, and education. So you can be self-sufficient and independent in your transformation journey as she moves on to the rest of her life. Community, so we have a very strong inner circle that I'll show you soon. And our 5-phase result system. I remember when I first released this 5-phase system, which is very unique to our program. It went pretty viral. It was picked up by the press, Forbes, Apple News, because of how effective it is for women specifically. Works for men, but it's more specifically for women. So we have Designer Dominate, where we create a sustainable, pinpointed, customized plan based on loads of factors for women specifically and women's physiology. Recompense Self-Mastery, Customization, the Body Sprint, and Reward. I'm not going to take you through the depths of every single one just now because we'll be here for a while, but there's another video in the description which breaks these down more specifically and will give you a lot more clarity. But this is the magic of Tara's transformation. But more about the specifics. We went through a physique assessment to begin. So we looked at Tara's physique and we had a look at what we felt like would be the most productive things to do to build her physique. She basically broke down exactly what she wanted: a bikini body, hourglass physique like Julia Roberts from Pretty Woman. So that, okay, how do we break this down? She said she wanted to have a little bit more of an athletic side to it. So looking at the physique with the picture in mind of exactly what she wanted to achieve, we knew our focus points had to be hamstrings because her quads were already quite developed, her upper glute in particular to give the width of the glutes to create that illusion of a thinner waist, same as a rear delt. So if you have a nice developed upper back and rear delts, creates the illusion of a thinner waist as well. Then we had the shoulders, arms, and abs too as the focus points for Tara. So we started with a physique assessment, and then we built a training routine based off what we felt like would be most productive after her physique assessment. So we got posterior and cardio. Posterior is just everything on the back, right? So hamstrings, calves, glutes, back, and rear delts. Then rest, then anterior, everything on the front, and rear delts. We like to put a little bit more emphasis there and a little bit of cardio. Her cardio was just simply bike. You know, it's just 30 minutes on the bike. Not too high of an intensity, but between 90 and 120 beats per minute. Glute focused legs, rest, and a full body with a slightly lower leg focus. So everything's being hit at least twice per week, and our focus muscle groups 3 times per week. So we can really stimulate muscle protein synthesis where we grow muscle. Then we have lifestyle optimization. So Tara was a paralegal in a law firm. She had a very high stress environment. Being a paralegal in a law firm, trying to work her way up in her firm as well, she had a lot of stress, a lot of heavy hours, 16-hour days every now and again if they had a big case on. But traditionally it would be, you know, an 8-hour working day, which was often 10 to 12. High stress environment, obviously with being very sensitive work she had to do. Naturally lower energy as a byproduct of higher stress and higher cortisol levels, and naturally lower sleep. So that was something we had to really, really optimize. And she was a bit of a social butterfly. You know, this is a picture of her on holiday in LA. You know, throughout her, she was there for 10 days throughout her transformation journey. She had lots of brunches. Bearing in mind, this was throughout the summer. So she had a lot of brunches, meals out with the girls, her partner, etc. So what we focus on is supplementation, which I'll run you through what we went down the route of. Her steps, we went for a realistic 8K per day. Her water target, so I believe Tara was on 3 to 3.5 liters of water with electrolytes. Sleep optimization, so things like a reverse alarm of an evening, a more carb-based meal. I'll come into mealtime and how that helped her sleep in a moment's time as well. But little things like, nasal tape can help your environment, so temperature of the room, darkness, etc. And being away from the phones. The phone blocks your body's circadian rhythm, which is your sleep-wake cycle. So if you're on your phone too much, you don't release sleep hormones, and you struggle to sleep. And then social and holiday plans. So we went for a bit of a high-low system. So we would manipulate her calories and macros leading into social events. So we might drop them down by 100, maybe 150 a day, and use those additional calories at a social event so she can let loose a little bit, let her hair down, and have a good time. Then we have nutrition. So we followed an average of 1850 calories, average because it would be adjusted based around social events. Protein at 170 grams, a little bit higher because it helps with appetite control. So protein, a couple of reasons it's higher. Number one, it's got a high thermic effect, which means you burn the most calories through digestion with the macro protein. Number two is it helps you build muscle when you're in a deficit. So when you're trying to drop body fat. Number three, it helps you recover quicker. And when you're getting less calories into the body than if you're at maintenance or a tissue gaining phase, you want to make sure recovery is in a good place. And number four, the more muscle you have, the faster your metabolism. So we wanted to really speed up our metabolism through a higher protein diet. And number five, appetite. It's much more satiating. It keeps us fuller for longer. Then we have carbohydrates at 180 and fats at 50. So the idea is we wanted to fuel her day-to-day and her workouts. We wanted to grow muscle tissue. She had to have enjoyment in there. So we followed a bit of an 80-20 rule, 80% through good, nutritious, meal plan-based whole foods, 20% through whatever the fuck made her happy, health optimization, longevity, appetite control, and timing. So going back to the sleep optimization here, we would try to focus on more fats and protein for breakfast, more protein and carbohydrates pre-workout, and the same post-workout to give her energy for the workout and then replenish the energy lost after the workout. And then that's where we base most of our carbohydrates, and also in the evening, about 2-3 hours pre-bed. I won't bore you too much with the science, but when we have more carbohydrate, it releases a hormone in the brain called tryptophan, which converts to serotonin and melatonin, which is your sleep hormones. So if we have a high carbohydrate meal 2-3 hours before bed, we release more sleep hormones, which then helps improve the quality of sleep. You probably had it, you've had a big carb meal and you go, oh my God, I feel like I fall asleep. It's because you're releasing more sleep hormones post big carb meal, which is why we want to place this pre-bed. Not too close to the point where we're still digesting and it'll ruin your sleep, but 2-3 hours before so we can digest and release the sleep hormones. It changed again for our sleep, which gave her more energy, it reduced her appetite, and it made sticking to our targets considerably easier. Then we have supplementation. So the supplements we worked on with Tara is magnesium glycinate, which we had in the evening. Magnesium is great for sleep quality, but you want glycinate as it's the most effective one for women. Whey protein, 170 grams isn't an easy target to hit. So one whey protein shake a day, which is very high quality protein, which she mixed with food. So like an example meal could be Greek yogurt, whey protein, berries, honeys, some oats, and some dark chocolate mixed together, right? Creatine monohydrate, which helps bring water from around her muscle into her muscle, which increased her performance in the gym, made her stronger, and reduced her time to fatigue. Also improved her brain function. Your brain's primarily made up of water. So when you have creatine monohydrate, you naturally have less brain fog and more cognitive benefits. So basically more brain power. Vitamin D, Tara lives in the UK like myself, so she gets fuck all sunlight like myself. So we supplement vitamin D. Omega-3, we didn't get enough fatty fish in the diet, so we had omega-3 supplemented. I put caffeine in quotation marks because although we didn't have to supplement caffeine, she would naturally have coffee throughout the day, and we strategically placed that around her workout so she kind of increased energy from the caffeine in the workouts too. If you don't really drink coffee or you don't have too much caffeine, because yes, you can have caffeine in like Diet Cokes and chocolate, but it's not really going to touch the sides. So you have some energy drinks, some pre-workout, some actual like coffee that can have good caffeine. If not, there is supplementation of caffeine as well. Then we have her inner circle support. One of the best things about Smart Body and Performance is you have such an amazing community of women around you wanting to see you crush it. I'll tell you what I'm actually going to do. So I'm going to share exactly how that looks. So this is our smart body and performance in a circle. So you'll see here that our members just come in here and they post. This is our head program specialist, Lacey, who's behind loads of our transformations. And then people, you know, post in here, one day ago, back into my old wardrobe, super happy, noticing body composition changes, chuffed when I fit back in a dress on Friday with space that didn't fit in January. Or Mariah within the last 23 hours, feeling amazing, getting into size 8 jeans, first time being able to do so since, or first time to fit anything less than a size 8 since our first child 7 years ago. You've been on the program for just over 4 months, which is insane. Other members like, you know, China, been on team for a month now, lost weight, feel better, feel like herself. Sabrina, who's just started going through the onboarding and the kickstart section. And it's just so nice to be surrounded by those supportive women that just want to see you crush it. Even members like, you know, Natalie posting a progress photo saying the mind can play tricks on you, but then you look at your start and your finish and you see how far you've come. In these photos here, she's lost 36 pounds in 4 months, which is wild. You can see the dates, 23rd of February, 22nd of June, so about 16 weeks. Absolutely wild how much progress she's made. You know, other members like Emma, look, you get the point, right? But members are coming in there just posting their wins all the time, and it's just giving that nice, safe community for you to feel motivated, for you to feel inspired, and for you to have other people holding you to a higher standard than you're holding yourself, and we can all benefit from that too. Then it's the domino effect. What came as a byproduct of her transformation? She got a new job as a paralegal, which she dreamt about and studied, you know, for years at university. Social confidence, how she felt at social events, at brunches. This photo shoot was a part of our inner circle retreat. We do retreats we do events every 16 weeks with our team members, but we do a retreat once a year. Our last one was in Marbella, Spain, and a couple of women done like photo shoots, sunrise on the beach with their new confidence. And this is something she never would have done 4 months ago. It's such a big change. She got some modeling work. There's a brand called Powerlead she started doing some modeling for, which again, she never would have even considered prior. And improve relationships, families, partners, siblings, being just always in a much better mood, much happier, much more focused, much more confident. The impact that has on your life is insane. So I guess to flip the question to you, how would it feel to become the 8%? So 92% of people that diet rebound back to square one and regain all of their lost weight. The 8% is where 1,300 plus of our members have been, never rebounding, because you have the identity shift, the habits, and the lifetime support and education. To have unshakable confidence, to protect your future, and to have that guaranteed, or you don't pay. Our women feel so safe and secure on the program because their results are guaranteed, or they get their entire investment refunded. And that's because where we are so experienced, we have a team of training nutrition experts, psychologists, etc. We can guarantee transformations, or you don't pay, right? So how would that feel? So you can have that just like Tara and 1,300 plus other women who's gone through our program, like Emma, Teresa, Imogen, and Jess below as well. Look, you know, I know that sounds good, me saying it right here, but you can learn a little bit more about this. We've been featured in Forbes magazine, Apple News. We're on Trustpilot, on Instagram. So you can, if I unshare my screen just here, you can literally go onto Trustpilot. This is us here. We've only ever received 5 stars on Trustpilot. We haven't even had a 4-star. But you can go through, you can read all of our client testimonials on here. Still blows my mind that people come out and take so much time out their day just to create such a big review, and it absolutely means the world to me. You can see these are all recent as well, but anyway, look, there's loads there. You can scroll through, you can click see more at the bottom, different pages here, and you can just see what our members have to say. If you also type into the internet my name and like Forbes, for instance, you can see our Forbes features. We've got the same in Apple News, and you can go through and just read how our 5-phase system works when they contacted us to create like a bit of like a webinar and stuff. But yeah, and you can also see us on Instagram at Reese Hallard. You can see all of my content, all of our client results, etc., etc. But for the meantime, obviously, if you click the description below, you'll see more information about Smart Body Performance to get results like Paula, Amy, Win, which is £178, and Elise, and £110 here. But special thing about Paula's transformation as well, she had a chronic illness in her liver that her doctors said, well, she lost her mother to it, and her doctors said that either she would pass away in a couple of years' time or she would have to be on treatment forever. 8 months, £110 down, chronic illness killed. and she never has to be on treatment again, and her life was saved. So sometimes you don't see what comes of a transformation journey. She's at the Trustpilot review, breaking this all down. You might be able to see if you click onto there as well. But you can see more information about our 5-phase result system and smart body performance in the description. You can comment on this video, calc for our free calorie calculator, or MHE for our metabolism, hormones, and energy optimization training. And look, while you're here, like and subscribe. I post videos like this all the time, and we're going to be doing so much more consistently as well. And you're not going to want to miss them, because you might have taken some value from this video, but the value you will get in the videos to come is going to be insane. We're investing a lot of time, effort, and energy into our YouTube now, because we want to be able to get across so much more in-depth points that's going to support you guys on your transformation journey. But thank you for spending the last 15 minutes with me. I hope you found this useful, and I'll see you in the next episode.